Hey guys, this is Kyber66 Pojo. Um, I'm on Dueling Network right now. I had originally quit the game back, like I want to say 2 or 3 months ago maybe, um, just because it was like, sucking away my money. It was getting kind of old. I wasn't enjoying the format. But, of course, whenever you quit this game, you always come back. So I'm back. I did, however, get rid of my deck, so I do not have my deck anymore, so I don't have cards. So I'm forced to use Dueling Network to kind of play around. Um, this is the deck I'm running right now. I actually got this deck from Cub on Pojo. It's a anti-meta deck using Malefic cards. Um, I'm pretty much using his exact same deck list here, except I've made a couple changes in the side deck. But other than that, it's pretty much completely identical. So yeah, I'm going to be making this in real life. It's actually pretty cheap and it's actually really fun to play. It uses 2 Ancient Gear Joltron Dragons because we use Gear Town as one of the main field spells. Um, this guy's awesome. When he attacks, the opponent can't activate spell or trap cards until the end of the damage step, meaning they can't activate Mirror Force or Dimensional Prison, things like that when he attacks. 2 Beast King Barbaros, he's just a 1900 attack point monster when you normal summon him. Um, but if you tribute 3 cards, um, he blows up every card the opponent controls. You really don't ever use that effect, but I think I've used it once. Um, and with skill drain on the field, the normal summon of this guy ends up becoming a 3000 attack point monster since the effect to make him become 1900 is negated. 3 Doom Caliber Knight, a 1900 attack point monster. You must tribute him to negate the effect of an effect monster when it activates, including your own monsters. So you kind of have to play around with this a little bit just to kind of understand that. And I mean, this guy stops everything. And even with skill drain on the field, because the tribute is cost, his effect still works even under skill drain. So that's pretty cool. 3 Malefic Cyber End Dragons. The simple fact that you just remove from play a Cyber End Dragon from the extra deck, special summon a 4000 attack point monster is pretty ridiculous. Needs a field spell to stay alive. Unless skill drain is on the field, then you do not really care about a field spell. He kind of just stays. 3 Malefic Stardust Dragons. Same exact thing. Just remove from play a Stardust Dragon from the extra deck to special summon. 2500 attack. As long as it's on the field spells cannot be destroyed by card effects, which is really cool. Um, Makes it a lot harder for your opponent to get rid of this guy. So that's a monster count of 13 monsters, so pretty low monster count. 3-dimensional fissures in the spell for the anti-meta part. I really don't care if my stuff gets removed from play, it doesn't really matter to me. So this just shuts down everybody else. Gear Town is one of the main field spells I run, probably the main field spell I run. It's more important than any of the other ones, honestly. Whenever it's destroyed, I special summon an Ancient Gear Joltron Dragon from my hand, deck, or graveyard, which is just crazy. So it makes the opponent really think about whether or not they want to use that Heavy Storm, because if it gets rid of this, they have to deal with a 3000 attack point monster, and I can get rid of it on my own by setting a field spell on top of it or MSTing it or something whenever I need to get this guy onto the field. So it's pretty cool. 2 Mystical Space Typhoons, um, simple back row destruction. 2 Necro Valley, that shuts down the ability for your opponents to target stuff in the graveyard. Again, I don't target anything in the graveyard ever, so it doesn't bother me at all. Yeah, 3 Pot of Duality. The deck special summons when it comes to the Malefics and the Ancient Gear Joltron Dragons. The Barbaros and the Doomcows don't care about special summoning, and sometimes it just gets you that Skill Drain or the Dark Bribe, Judgment or the Defissure, whatever you need to your hand. 3 Terraformings to search your Gear Town or Necro Valley. Usually my target is a Gear Town, preferred over other things. Trap lineup, 16 spells in the spell lineup. trap lineup, 11 traps. We've got 2 bottomless, um, along with 2 warning, just to really shut down the ability for them to get monsters on the field consistently, which adds to the ability for Malefics to really just take down their life points fast. 3 dark bribes for maximum protection, because honestly, when they use Dark Hole and I Dark Bribe, they're not going to get drawn to another Dark Hole, so it really doesn't matter for them to get that extra card. And most of the time, it really doesn't even help them. Um, this card, normally I've always hated Dark Bribe, but in this deck, this card is like flawless. It's always great. 3 skill drain. This is like one of my favorite cards in the deck. It benefits every card in this deck except for Ancient Gilgamesh Dragon. While it also shuts down like every card in every deck in the current meta. So it's hilarious. 1 judgment and then the 2 warnings that I spoke of earlier. Side deck, 2 puppet plants. Currently to get gravekeepers, which really aren't a problem. But my biggest thing with these guys are the warriors. So we're talking 6 Sams, heroes more than anything else, and then X Sabers sometimes whenever I run into those. Thunder Kings are in here because there are a lot of those decks that just add cards to hand all the time. And then, of course, it does stop the inherent special summon, and his effect to negate the special summon does also work under skill drain, just like Doom Caliber Knight. So Thunder King's pretty good. I have 2 Smashing Grounds in here just because there are a lot of decks where I really just can't get over something, or um, sometimes you just need to blow something up. You can attack directly if you do. There's been a lot of cases where this has been really beneficial, especially if I want to special summon like a Malefic or something. I found that this is really helpful against Rabbit Logia. They summon Evilzar Logia, um, and it forces it forces him to use his effect to negate the Smashing Ground, which basically just leaves him with a 2400 vanilla, which is kind of funny. 2 Zombie World field spells. I usually side those in for the Necro Valleys if I'm playing against some kind of a deck that tributes, which would be like Monarchs or what have you. Chain Disappearance hits a ton of stuff, so common sense to run this card. Lighting Prisoning Mirror is literally like a 3rd skill drain for when I'm playing against fairies or light sworns, etc. Except it also negates effects in the graveyard, which is pretty cool. 2 Safe Zone. This card saves your life all the time, but it really just depends on the matchup if you want to side in or not. I don't side in every match. It just really depends on what I'm playing against. Shadow Imprisoning Mirror, again, any deck that uses dark monsters is like a 4th skill drain, and my monsters that are dark are Doomcal and Malefic Cyberend and Malefic Stardust, so really they don't care if this is on the field. The only time it's a problem is if Doom Caliber Knight tributes and then he goes to the graveyard if Defissure isn't on the field, and then his effect to negate stuff is negated instead. But if Defissure's on the field, then this doesn't stop any of my monsters at all. And then finally, Starlight Road. I usually side this in, depending on the matchup. I'm probably like 80% of the games, just because it's really important to protect my back row. So this is pretty prominent. I had 2 of these guys in here. I guess I can take them out because I used to have Cyber Dragon in the extra deck, but he's not there anymore. So he doesn't really matter much. I mean, I guess I could keep a copy in if I'm playing against machines and they have a Cyber Dragon on the field or something, but honestly I don't see why I would want to do that. Just the 3 Cyber Ends, 3 Stardusts, and 1 Utopia, just because I do run multiple Doomcals, and I've never actually had to get a Utopia out, but I guess it could happen someday. But again, I will have a link to this thread in Pojo in the description. You can check out this guy's deck list. He has all the rulings that you need to know to play it. This is the 5th thread for this specific deck. It's got a pretty good rating, a lot of pages, a lot of active posters, so it's it's a fun deck. That's about it, guys. See ya.